Local news.
Why does air quality matter to airplane passengers? BSU professors know, and they're working with top universities to make sure your flights are safer.
Were you unable to sign up for Medicare today? If so, you're not alone, but you still have plenty of time to register for prescription drug coverage.
Recognize some of these faces? We'll introduce you to some of Boise's best talent.
Local 2 News Plus at 10 starts now.
Feeling discomfort during or after flying can result from all sorts of factors, including the air you breathe in flight. Now, BSU engineers and students are partnering with institutions like Stanford, Berkeley, and Harvard to research and ultimately improve airliner cabin environments. Good evening, I'm Steve Liebenthal.
And I'm Natalie Hurst. So far this year, more than 1 million airline passengers have used the Boise airport.
Now, when you fly, do you pay attention to what you're smelling in the cabin? The FAA does. And that's why the agency selected Boise State University engineers and its students to develop technology that can detect air contamination in planes. Ton Tan joins us now with the story.
Steve and Natalie, FAA officials are coming to Boise to dedicate this new airliner cabin environment research lab tomorrow. So how does this affect flyers? Think 2 things, comfort and security. Keeping passengers' stomachs full, glasses filled, and minds entertained doesn't always make the flying experience any easier.
But it could as well be something in the air that we do not, at this point in time, we do not know what it is.
Dr. Sin-Ming Liu is the head researcher of a new lab at Boise State University. He showed us a prototype he and his students have worked on for a mere 5 months.
Okay, right here, you can think of it as this is kind of like a sensor.
It's a part of a larger sensor system they're engineering.
Then you will send it over to the radio to a wireless link.
The idea is to install several fist-sized versions of this wireless device throughout airplane cabins. And while passengers pass the time, the sensors would measure temperature, humidity, ozone, and CO2 levels. The information would be recorded.
This is a base where everything else talks to this. This is kind of like an access point.
And centralized in the pilot's cockpit.
With this kind of system, he knows exactly what's going in the cabin too. So he can make changes accordingly.
While they say the object of this first stage is to improve passengers' comfort levels in the cabin, these engineers are also charged with finding a method for detecting possible biological and chemical methods of terrorism. The $4 million project could mark BSU and the local community's entry into a new sector of the aeronautical field.
I think the point is that as we develop expertise in this area, clearly, hopefully, among other things, aircraft manufacturers and so on will begin to come to us for the expertise that's necessary to go ahead and do their next generation of aircraft.
These engineers say it could take another year or 2 to get these sensors installed in jets. When and if they do, passengers and those who serve them can fly the friendly skies without fear of dirty air. Now up next, BSU engineers say they'll measure an actual airplane cabin and build a model to test their sensors. They're partnering with Delta Airlines and Boeing, which they say is moving toward installing air quality sensors into their new 787s.
Now, Ton, did I hear BSU's name mentioned with some other Ivy League schools with this project?
Harvard, Berkeley, Stanford, well, the last 2 aren't Ivy League, but it is a big deal. And they're saying that they were chosen because of faculty and expertise.
That's great.
That's some good company. Thanks, Ton. Well, it was D for delay as seniors try to enroll in Medicare Plan D on the first day. The primary place to enroll is the internet, and at some Treasure Valley help sites, no one could sign up because the computers kept crashing. At St. Vincent de Paul's in Boise, seniors like Barbara Bunn were taking the bogged down process in stride, but she and others who came to enroll never did finish the process. Each time the computer stopped working in the middle of the process, and workers eventually began turning people away, setting up enrollment appointments after December 1st.
I think probably the problem for a few days or maybe a week is going to be just overloaded computers, and we're just going to have to fight it out.
A Medicare spokesperson said the lag was happening nationwide, but some people were able to complete the enrollment process. They say they're working on fixing the problem, but are unsure when consumers will see relief.
This week, a father tells jurors he was struggling to deal with his 16-year-old son's drug problem when he called police for help. But he says the police officer shot the boy without warning. Bruce Jones told jurors at the coroner's inquest today Boise police officer Andrew Johnson never issued any warning before fatally shooting his son last December. Jones called police to his house when his son Matthew was acting violently with an unloaded rifle and bayonet. But Jones says Matthew was never close enough to justify using deadly force. Jones said the officer had his back turned in the driveway and was unaware Matthew was